Okonjima is a farm that we grew up on. So my parents were big cattle farmers. We moved here in 1970. My brother always loved the wild and loved the bush and loved the wildlife. And my father wanted to know from him if he wanted to carry on farming, and he said he'd love to, he'd love to be part of the land, but he doesn't want to be a cattle farmer. The next dream was a conservation haven, a place where animals are safe from man. Conservation is not really anymore just about the animal. Conservation is about people and the wilderness and the wildlife. But it's mainly about people, because there are so many people on this planet. How are we going to keep this animal alive? And then how are we going to educate the man who is living on the land with this animal to keep it protected? I think if there's one animal that can teach man a lot, it's the leopard, because that animal is so adaptable and so intelligent and so patient.
Okonjima is a fenced and protected reserve, which means we are surrounded by an electrified fence, which is separating our reserve from all surrounding commercial farmland. That means that the animals are not facing human-wildlife conflict as they would on farmland. They are protected in our reserve. I'm focusing on the leopard research. Monitoring is an important part of my research in order to see in how far the population grows. Does it increase? Does it decrease? How many animals can the reserve actually take? Have one of the highest recorded densities of leopard in Namibia, which we think is, it's contributed by the high prey numbers that we have in the reserve, as well as by, obviously, its protected status, so they are not persecuted here in our reserve.
We want to remove the collar of one hyena. The lifespan of the battery in that collar is dead. The other one we have to remove and replace it with a GPS one to see how his movement within the clan or within other clans on the reserve is coming up. So that's our aim for the next couple of days. Hopefully that we're successful. Do you want me to go ahead or not?
You go ahead, but we'll just have to see where he runs and then make a decision how we track him. Okay, I'm timing it.
Just hold him.
The Okonjima brown hyena research project aims to look at the ecology of brown hyenas living in an enclosed reserve. This was actually the first hyena we ever darted to put a GPS collar on, and he gave us a lot of very valuable data. He's part of the Port clan, which is our biggest clan living on Okonjima. They're currently raising 3 cubs, and all clan members bring food back to the den for the cubs. So we often see him at the den, and he brings food back. He spends time looking after the cubs, playing with them, socializing. So he's been a really valuable individual for us data-wise.
Yeah, but his teeth are good, no?
He's young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super, man.
Brown hyenas are social. They live in groups called clans, and clans consist of related females and their offspring, and then immigrant males who come in to take the role of the breeding male. So they're the only sort of carnivore species that we've got on Okonjima that lives in these social groups, and we've got 6 clans living across the reserve. .6.
Okay.
So just a duck every time.
I'm going to give him now this combination of medicine to try and wake him up, to reverse some of the drugs. He is still a little bit dizzy. It's a calm character. Okay, I'm going to open up now. He will be a little bit unsteady still.
For brown hyenas, the main risk or threat to their survival is human-wildlife conflict. Farmers often kill brown hyenas if they see a dead cow and then the hyena is scavenging off the dead cow. They jump to the conclusion that the hyena killed that cow, even though they're scavengers and they don't kill large livestock at all.
Me as a conservationist, when a leopard or a lion or the predator comes and cleans up animals that are, kills or takes out or eats an animal that was already dying because of the drought, I can't get my head around why you would kill that predator. The predator is still getting the blame for everything on so many farms. Every NGO's most important job at the moment is more so than the research is awareness and education, making the youth understand the value of this country and of the wildlife and of the people.